Good morning. I wanted to do our Q4 dictation together, so get out your black learning logs and put at the top Q4. We're going to be going through these words. I have a whiteboard, one of the good ones. Had it all to myself today. And so I'll tell you the word. You can pause the video, try to spell it on your own, and then you can press play and I'll spell it correctly on here and do the markings, and we'll talk through the rules. So Q4, the first word is president. President. So pause, try to spell it. All right. Let's see if my red marker works for. Okay. President is spelled President. We have a few rules. We have rule 5, which says that this is hard. That says that I says usually says like clinic. So here president says and rule 12, which is the abbreviation rule. So we can abbreviate president PRES period. Okay, that's your first word. Your next word is relative. Relative. Sound it out. I need an eraser. Finger will work. Try to spell it. Markings. All right. Relative is spelled RELATIVE. So we have a few rules. Rule 4, right? A usually says A at the end of the syllable, right? But we don't say relative, we say relative. That is because A is not accented. That means our stress. We don't say relative, right? We say relative. The stress is on the first syllable. So since it is unstressed and by itself, we don't say A. But we spell it like it should be saying A. It's a syllable all to itself. But you don't spell it like that. But rule 4 still applies. Another rule is rule 16. Rule 16, the eavesdropping rule, right? So that's because this word comes from the word relate, which would end in an E. But remember our eavesdropping rule, you drop the E when adding a vowel suffix. So IVE, that starts with a vowel, I. So we will drop the E from relate and add an I in our suffix. So we drop the E. So that's rule 16. And rule 7, we have a silent final E right here. It's the second type because English words cannot end in V. Okay. Your next word is boundary. Boundary. So take time, spell it on your own. All right. Spell boundary. B-O-U-N-D-A-R-Y. We have a few rules. Rule 4, A says A. Here, boundary. It does say boundary. It's the same as the last one. Even though it's by itself, it's not stressed. Boundary. The stress is still on the first syllable. Boundary. So we don't say boundary. We sound boundary. But rule 4 still applies. Rule 5. Okay, that's our I and Y usually say eh, but may say Y. Let me make sure that I'm telling the truth. Yeah. So here at the end of a syllable, it says I. Boundary. E. Or E. And rule 6. English words do not end in I. They're replaced by a Y. So it ends in a Y, not an I. Boundary. Okay. There's that one. Next word is 13. Number 13. Take time, spell it on your own. Okay. 13. T-H-I-R-T-E-E-N. We have some phonograms here, but no rules. And you should go ahead and add this to your ER page because you have a spelling of ER or with IR. So add to your ER page. Your next word is mice. Mice, as in many mouses. That's not right. More than one mouse. Mice. Okay. M-I-C-E, and we have a few rules. Rule 2, C says k, but says s after E, before E, I, and Y, or after E, I, and Y. Oh boy, you're seeing how I have to look at my rules all the time. Okay, but it says before E, I, or Y. So since there's an E that follows it, the C says mice. And then we have rule 7. This is actually, it can be a type 1 like we've marked here, or a type, I believe, 2, because English words can't end in C. Is that right? That doesn't sound right. Anyway, here the E is making the I say I. So it's type 1. The next word is circus. Circus. Take time, try to spell it on your own. I'll spell it over here. Spelled C-I-R-C-U-S. And rule 2, remember, C says k, but before an I, E, I, or Y, it says s. So that's why it's circus and not kirkus. Well, that'd be kind of funny. Okay, there's circus. The next word is either or either. I say either, but either or either. You try to spell it, I'll spell it over here. Here's how you spell it. E-I-T-H-E-R. Either or either. Rule 9 is our I before E except after C rule. Here we have an exception. Okay? E before I. All right. The next word is critic. Critic. Okay, spelled C-R-I-T-I-C. No rules. Your next word is culture. Culture. Okay. C-U-L-T-U-R-E. We have a silent final E that makes the U say U. Culture. I say chur. You get the picture. It's a type 1 silent final E. The next word is problem. Problem. P-R-O-B-L-E-M. Problem. No rules. Next word is preside. Preside. Or preside. That's usually how you say it. Okay. Oh, I'm missing a rule. Okay. P-R-E-S-I-D-E. E says E at the end of a syllable, and we have a silent final E that makes the I say I. So rules 4 and 7. Here I'm going to pause, and I'll see you on part 2 of your dictation.